What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back. And guys, I love the Philadelphia Eagles. I really do. And you're like, duh. This is an Eagles channel, bro. What do you mean you love the Eagles? It's like the most obvious thing you've ever said on this channel. What you mean? I love this team. I do. I bleed green every day. 365 days a year. During the preseason, regular season, postseason, off-season, basketball season. I just cannot get enough of the Philadelphia Eagles. I love them. I love them. When the ship's flying high, I'm right there with them. And when the ship's sinking low and it's sinking, I'm still on that ship, bro. I wish I was in Philly when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I would have been out there with them celebrating. But true fans are there when things go wrong. And true fans criticize them when they deserve to be criticized and not come up with excuses about why they lost. So, with that being said, I love the Philadelphia Eagles. But they make me so sick. And they get on my gosh darn nerves. Being an Eagles fan, and this is probably true for all sports fans, but I'm just going to speak from my experience. Being an Eagles fan is like being a parent. Because parents love their kids with all their heart. They'll do anything for their kids, you know. But kids get on their parents' nerves sometimes. They do things and you're like, why would you do that? Like, that's so stupid. And sometimes they just want to, like, I just need some space. I just cannot be around you right now. And that's how I personally feel about the Eagles right now. Like, I try not to think about this loss and I'm trying to move on. But every time I do, I'm just, like, so upset. I get so angry about this loss. They shouldn't have lost on Sunday, but they did. And to be quite honest with you, I thought with this Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz era, I honestly thought that was over. It was honestly like I said before, it was honestly like Eagles games of the past where we choked. And that's what happened. We choked. And I thought that was over. I thought with Jim Schwartz's defense, I thought that this time was over, but it's just one game. It's just one game. I know. But we are the defending Super Bowl champs. I know. But I'm just like... But anyway. The reason why I'm making this video is... It's not a rant. It's just me talking. Because I need to talk. And I need to get this out of my system so I can finally move on. So I can finally move on to the Minnesota Vikings, which obviously my predictions video on that's coming out tomorrow. So, so here we go. You look at this game, right? And what's the reason we lost? The main reason is the defense, right? And this just makes me thank God every day for Nick Foles. Because Nick Foles is the reason we won the Super Bowl. It wasn't because of the defense. Now, Brandon Graham was the only player on either team to make a defensive play. And I thank God for him too. Because if Brandon Graham didn't get the strip sack, maybe Tom Brady goes down the field and hits the game-winning touchdown. I don't know. He's done it 5 times before, so he might have done it a 6th time. But thank God for him. Right? I've always tried to put the Philadelphia Eagles in the top 5 when it comes to defense. But I just can't do it. Especially after this Sunday. Because I'm like, they do give up a lot of yards. And they do, but they are number 1 against the run. I said they do give up a lot of deep passes. I said, but they do come up clutch. And that's why I call them the most clutch defense in the NFL. Because even though they do give up a lot of yards, even though they do give up a lot of big plays, they don't give up the play. They don't give up the play that will win the other team the game. They come up clutch and they make a stop, whether it be at the goal line or whether they just get to the quarterback or whatever, right? But after this week, man, I got to put them maybe top 15 at the most. They can still be top 10, but they've lost that title of the most clutch defense in the NFL. They really have, because how do you let the Tennessee Titans, who are not a very good team, don't tell me otherwise, but you wouldn't have known that this past week. But how do you let a team like the Tennessee Titans, who put up 9 points the week before against a better, now granted it was against a better defense, but still, they put up 9 points. And they look like world beaters the next week, right? Great defenses, even good defenses, they don't need to be at home to be dominant. Like that's so typical Philadelphia Eagles. Like, we have to be at home just so our defense can be great. Like, that makes no sense. We should be able to go anywhere, any place, and play the same exact way, whether we're home or away. Do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars need to be in Jacksonville in order to be a great defense? No, they go out and they play hard and they do what they need to do every single week. Do you think that the Baltimore Ravens, I think they have the #1 defense so far this year. Do you think they need to be in Baltimore just to play great defense? No, they were just in Pittsburgh, held them to 14 points. Didn't even allow them to get past midfield in the second half, and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't need to be in Baltimore. Jacksonville doesn't need to be in Jacksonville. Do you think the Legion of Boom needed to be in Seattle to be great? No. When you saw Seattle on the schedule, you were like, oh, God, bro, what we going to do? But when you see the Eagles on the schedule, you go, I mean, yeah, they got Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Chris Long, Michael Bennett, Haloti Ngata, Derek Barnett, eventually Tim Jernigan when he gets back, hopefully. You're thinking, they got a pretty nasty defensive line. Got Malcolm Jenkins, you know. But we really need to worry about Carson Wentz. But that's if we're away. If we're at home, being at home, we shouldn't be the only team in the NFL going, bro, we need to get home field advantage. Because if we don't get home field advantage, bro, I don't know if we're going to win. I don't know if we're going to win a playoff game. I don't know if we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, we shouldn't have to be saying that. We really shouldn't. It's a shame. It really, really is. And I'll keep using Seattle for example. Seattle's a tough place to play. The 12th man, they don't need home field advantage, or at that point they didn't need home field advantage, but being at home was like a power up. It was like a boost. Like, it was like, for Dragon Ball Z fans, it was like the Kaioken. It gave them extra power. It gave them an extra boost of energy. You know, so not only did you have to face the Legion of Boom, but you had to face the fans, and you had to be in that environment, and there was no way you were coming out of CenturyLink Field with that win. Now, I can say the same thing for the Philadelphia Eagles defense when they're at home, but when they're away, that makes no sense. Tell me why we couldn't get to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Why? Why? That dude is trash. Sure, he was hot. Sure, I get it. Sure, Deshaun Jackson wants to play at his very best and beyond whenever he plays against us. He said it himself. It's personal. But we should have been able to get to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Bump all this. Oh, it's the heat. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is trash. Trash. more specifically their secondary. But tell me how they came away with 4 takeaways in that game. 1 forced fumble and 3 interceptions. They made Ryan Fitzpatrick look like a joke. Tell me why we couldn't do that. We should have a better we have a better defense than them. Tell me why. The Chicago Bears. Tell me why the Chicago Bears. All they got is Khalil Mack. One dude. They got a pretty decent defensive line. But they got one guy who tips it over in their favor. And they manhandle Seattle. And they're manhandling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, forcing Jameis Winston to come in the second half. Tell me why. One dude. We got a whole line of Pro Bowlers. Why can't we not get to the quarterback? We used to be the most dominant defensive line ever in the NFL. Not the top or ever, but I'm talking about at least last year. We were the most dominant. I don't understand why we couldn't get to the quarterback. Fletcher Cox is the only one doing great. He's the only one playing hard. Everyone else, I'm like, where's Chris Long? He used to come up so clutch in the NFC Championship game, in the LA game, and so many other games I can think of. That man was coming up clutch, making plays when we needed to play to be made. Tell me, where's Brandon Graham, the Super Bowl savior? Even though it's really Nick Foles. But the Super Bowl savior, where's he been at? I understand he didn't play in the preseason, but come on, bro. We about a month into the season. Where is Derek Barnett? He made the play against the Indianapolis Colts. That's great. But, bro, I need you to step up for me every week. That's last week. I need you to step up for me this week. Where's everybody at? Huh? Everyone's clearly picking on Jalen Mills on the other side, on a certain side of the ball. Everyone knows this. So why aren't we making the adjustments to fix that? Let's give Russell Douglas a shot. Maybe put Jalen Mills at safety, because Corey Graham, he played garbage this past week. Why are we not making the necessary moves and adjustments to be a better team? We are the freaking reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, but we don't look like it. Why do we gotta be the only team to, oh, don't worry, eventually they'll figure it out? Why do the Chiefs look like world beaters right now? Why do the Rams look like world beaters right now? Why do the Chicago Bears look better than us? Why do the Browns look better than us? Why do the Washington Redskins look better than us? I mean, heck, even the Dallas Cowboys, not on offense, but on defense, at least they get into the quarterback. They won the top teams in sacks this year with DeMarcus Lawrence. He's the only dude they got. I mean, they got a decent line, but he's their main guy. Why? Last year, what's another reason why we won the Super Bowl? The offensive line. Protecting Nick Foles. I think he only got sacked like twice in all of the postseason last year, right? They were giving Nick Foles time to do what he needed to do, when he wanted to do it, how he wanted to do it, to put it where he wanted to put it. Carson Wentz has no time. Granted, Carson Wentz is a better player than Nick Foles. Granted, when the offensive line breaks down, Carson Wentz is able to escape and be Houdini-esque and make a play and extend the play. But he hasn't been able to do that. He's getting killed. He's getting killed. Lane Johnson, Jason Peters, you're supposed to be the best tackles in the game. Bruh. I said it in my last video. He over here talking about, oh, the Patriots don't know how to have fun. They're like robots over there. Now, granted, we're both 2-2, but at least the Patriots have looked better than we've looked. We've barely been able to put up 20 points. Why we gotta be the only team? Oh, we're still figuring it out. We're the Super Bowl champions. I get it. We're injured. I know. But come on, bro. Like, there are things that you know we need to do. Why aren't we going out and doing them? Why aren't we going out and correcting them? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Another example. Mike Wallace goes down. We need a receiver. The Browns are putting up Josh Gordon on the market. We're trading him. The Patriots give up a 5th round pick. The team you beat went out and gave a 5th round pick for Josh Gordon. Why didn't we go after Josh Gordon? Is it too much of a risk? Do you, I have to ask this question. Do the Philadelphia Eagles want to win another Super Bowl? Or are they like, all right, y'all, we won y'all Super Bowl. Now y'all need to back off. No. That was last year. Look, we grateful. We are eternally grateful for what you did. You finally did the impossible, the thing we didn't think I'd ever get a chance to see. You won the Super Bowl for us. Thank you. But that was last year. This is this year. It's time to do it again. Cheaters or not, the Patriots are always doing what they need to do. They're doing what they need to do to be a better team, so they can put themselves in that position. I guarantee you they'll still be in the AFC Championship game this year. I guarantee you that. But will we be in the NFC Championship game? Will we? I don't know. Because if we're not in Philly, I don't even know if we're gonna make it out the first round. Josh Gordon was there for the taking. All you had to do was get a 5th round pick. We got 11 picks in the draft next year. 11. You clearly see teams are picking on Jalen Mills, but you ain't doing nothing about it. You're not doing anything about it. Again, I know Rasul Douglas gets burned a lot. So does Jalen Mills, but Jalen Mills doesn't get takeaways. Rasul Douglas does. And that's the difference. This offensive line, they're going to put Carson Wentz. They're going to end up being the reason why Carson Wentz, if he gets hurt again, it's going to be their fault. Because they can't protect. It's so ironic, right? The thing that was our strength last year is now our weakness, is now our downfall. I'm hitting you another Dragon Ball Z scenario. Do you remember whenever Goku or Gohan or Vegeta or whatever, they're fighting a bad guy or a villain, a Cell, Frieza, Boo, whatever, and they hit him with this big attack, right? Kamehameha Wave, Big Bang, Masenko, whatever. But the villain survives. And everyone's like, oh God, can you hit him with another one? And they're like, nah, bruh, I'm out of energy. They're like, out of energy? What you mean you out of energy? It's like when the Eagles won that Super Bowl. It's like they ran out of energy. They ran out of juice. Because, again, they don't look like the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. They really don't. They really don't. And again, the only positive you can really take away, Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey, boy, they both look great. And that was just game 1, or Alshon's first game back. Imagine what he can do with some more time, but I guarantee you this, though. When we face the Giants in 2 weeks on Thursday Night Football, y'all remember that Sunday night game this past year, the same year, the Dallas Cowboys defensive line was getting at Eli, bro. I mean, y'all all know that face he made when he was getting helped up. He was like, that face he was making, and how they basically got blown out. I bet you this game against us, we have a better defensive line than the Dallas Cowboys. But I guarantee you it's going to be a close game. I guarantee you that. So why is it that we have a better defensive line than Dallas? They got one dude. We got like 5 or 6. They basically beat them down. But I bet you it's going to be a close game against us. Because the Giants always play us tough. Because we're division rivals. But you wouldn't know that for them playing the Cowboys, though. I love this team. I really do. But they got some work to do. This type of loss that they suffered against Tennessee, it should be enough to ignite them. It should be enough to wake them up. But they shouldn't have to be woken up. They shouldn't have to be ignited. They're the Super Bowl champions. Again, I said it before and I'm saying it again. They knew they were getting everybody's best when the season started. They knew that. I don't understand why we're in the situation we're in right now. I don't. I really, honest to God, don't. And I'm going to end it with this, and then I'm going to be done. Jim Schwartz, you need to figure out what you need to do on defense. But there is one last move that the Philadelphia Eagles can make. One last move that will put them over the top. I believe. And that's to go trade for Le'Veon Bell. Now, we may not have, he may only be a 1-year rental. It wouldn't even be a year. I don't know when they're going to pull the trigger. But they need to do something. They need to go and they need to get this man. Because if they get Le'Veon Bell, I'm telling you right now, the Eagles' offense will be more explosive. They will be better. And the running game will be great once again. Because right now, Jay Ajayi, Wendell Smallwood, Corey Clement, and as I said, Darren Sproles only played 1 game this year. I mean, dang. Do not let the Jets, the 49ers, the Browns, all AFC teams. And the Browns are doing good, so the Jets, that's all they may need to get Sam Darnold going again. Don't let other teams get them. Please don't, Howie. Please don't, Eagles. Just do what you got to do. I've read that it's possible they may have to trade Nick Foles. If that's what you got to do, then do it. Again, I'm not opposed to doing that. I'm a huge Nick Foles fan. I like to keep him just in case if anything happens, but just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do and get this man in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform, even if it's just for 1 year. But I guarantee you, if he's here and he's in that Philadelphia Eagles uniform and the offensive line plays like they should be playing, whether we have to go to LA or not, the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl because that's how explosive Le'Veon Bell is. That's how good Le'Veon Bell is. But don't get him and don't do nothing and let someone else pick him up and keep the current team we have right now. Even if we do make the postseason, I don't see how much farther we're going to get. Maybe the second round. How are you not even going to get the second seed? Maybe 4th or a 5th or a 3rd. Excuse me. Anyway, I love the Eagles, but they get on my nerves. Anyway, that's about it. I'm done. I didn't mean for this to be so long. Again, it wasn't a rant. I just needed to get this off my chest because that loss just bothered me. Still does. I hope Addy's right in that the Eagles beat the Vikings and go on a winning streak because we need it. Because we are in a must-win situation right now. We go to 2-3. This is kind of a stretch. But maybe this is me overreacting because I do overreact a lot. Especially when it comes to the Eagles. If we lose this game to the Minnesota Vikings, we're not winning the NFC East and our season's pretty much over. Because it's not going to get any easier. It's not, because we got the Giants who always play this tough. We got the Panthers who look pretty good. We got the Jags who are, the defense. Dallas Cowboys, let's hope they're not starting trying to figure it out. We got the Saints, we've got the Rams. Figure it out. Offensive line, get it together. Defensive line, get it together. Jim Schwartz, get it together. Doug Peterson, get it together. I mean, when a team pulls their team off the field and then sends them back in because they know for a fact that they're going to convert, that should tell you right there. That's Doug Peterson-esque. Doug Peterson last year would have done that because he ain't do that so far. I'm shocked he didn't go for it on 4th down a couple times. But then again, Carson Wentz was getting killed so bad, I don't blame him. So, but anyway, that's about it. So, I need to get this off my chest. Hopefully you guys like the video, and I will see you tomorrow for my predictions video for the Vikings game. And if you're not down with that, I've just got 3 words for you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Peace out.